All-Star break coming up here, so just want to get your guys' mid-season kind of grades on the entire team. So we'll go player by player. So we'll go starting five and then Maxey. Embiid, what would you guys give Embiid's grade going into All-Star break?
A+.
A+.
Yeah.
I'll go A.
Ooh, no plus?
No plus. I want a little more quarter-to-quarter consistency. Sometimes Embiid still pulls you can see he's not as into it sometimes. And other times he is, usually when it's a nationally televised game. I'd like them to dominate more inferior opponents.
Eric, you have been A+. Is there anything he can do second half of the season can get him into the I don't know what he could do better than an A+?
I mean, he's an MVP candidate. He had a big-time game on the stage against the two-time MVP, and he dominated. That's what he's done. He's dominated all year long. Like, that's what you want from him, and that's when he's averaging, 30-something points. And like, what else is he going to have to do to get a plus? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I mean, some of the stuff, like, I would love for him to be a better rebounder.
Yeah, that was also my
defensive rebound. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think some of that is like I gotta always remember how big he is, and he's not like the motor kind of guy where he just go and get a lot of stuff outside of his reach. Like, he's not that type of player.
That happens to us a lot. The ball's like right there, and no one's just grabbing it.
Yeah, he's not like
the
a lot of the guys. And Dennis Rodman was special, but Dennis Rodman got so many rebounds. What they call it, like outside your reach, like so many rebounds outside of that sphere. So Joel isn't that type of guy.
He's not an aggressive rebounder.
Yeah, I don't think he's that type of guy to go out of his reach and consistently get those balls, and that takes some energy too. And I think he's asked to do a lot for us.
Yeah,
my expectations for that is as high.
I think we got like Tucker for that reason. It was like Tucker, all those balls.
But that's what I'm saying. And I think that's something others should also be doing. So.
We'll get to the others right now. So James Harden, what would you guys have his midseason his All-Star grade report?
A.
I think he's been exactly what we want him to be this year. I mean, I think the stats we predicted for him preseason, like 22 and like 11 or 12, are pretty much right on.
I'm not sure I picked 20, but I know it was something. I think you
were a little below that.
I think I was like 19 and double figure assists or something like that.
Yeah. What would you guys both have A's? What could he do? What kind of extra credit could he get to get an A+?
I mean, James, I think with James is a little more consistency on defense. I've seen James do it. And it's going to be needed. I mean, schedule gets tougher and you get into the playoffs. So not letting teams go at him defensively or put him in situations defensively that hurts the team.
I agree with that. I'd say offensively, keep driving. Don't just settle for those. Don't just dribble back
to the free throw line a little more whenever you can too.
Don't just wait. Don't just dribble back there. And we do these things too. I noticed that he'll dribble, and if he loses his dribble for a little bit, it's like he starts from the top again. Like he starts the entire set again. It's like, you only got 8 seconds left, dude. You need to hurry this up. And then he like steps back for this like wild 40-foot shot, and you're like, that was our possession, 35 dribbles and a 40-footer? Like, come on, dude. Like, we need, the more you drive, even if your intent isn't to actually get the shot up, the more space you'll have for another pullback three, right? But if people are only watching you do the step back, they're not going to ever think you're going to drive on them. So just be more aggressive at times. That's all. Again, he's got A. So
yeah. He's popping the midi more so than we thought. What we want him to do.
He is.
So
yes. Just continue that.
Okay, so Tobias Harris. This is one who started off hot. First quarter was pretty good. His second quarter, not so good. So where do you guys have his grade as of right now?
Boy.
This one was the toughest one for me. I ended up with a B- for him. Because I think he's C. I think he's averaging out. But I thought he was a B plus or so to start the season.
Yeah. I had him at a B plus about, a month or two ago. But he's just struggling so much right now. He's just not playing with urgency and no flow. It's like he's thinking too much. I almost get the sense he's thinking way too much, man. Like,
yeah, I also think that moving Maxey to the bench has affected him.
It should be a good because he should get more shots up now.
Not necessarily. He's not, though.
I know that's what
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Moving Maxey to the bench has not affected him. Moving Maxey when Maxey was starting, Maxey's speed was creating more opportunities, whereas Melton is basically playing the same way him and Tucker are playing. Like all three of those guys are playing the same way. They're spotting up, and we don't give Tobias those looks, but Maxey was doing so much more that it wasn't like we so he could be more of a spot shooter. Like look how many like threes and wide open threes and corner threes he was getting when it was just him and PJ in that starting line. He's not really getting those. Like Melton's getting way more of those than PJ was getting. So Melton was getting those ones PJ were getting. So those clean looks are like not coming as much because Maxey was attacking and moving and getting in pick and rolls and James, they're staying on James, they're staying on Joel. So the court was the opportunities were more. But now you basically got 3 and Ds. I mean, no matter how we like Tobias, we know he can do more, but the way he's being played is just like no different than PJ Tucker. We just give him a little more touches.
He's passing up on open threes too now, too. It's like just let it rip, man.
But that's what his game isn't just to be a 3-point shooter.
Well, tell a friend to tell a friend I'm a sharpshooter. You're going to say that on national television?
I think he's shooting like 27% since that quote. So someone did the numbers on that. Since he said that at post game, he's shooting like 27% from three.
Oh my!
Tell a friend I was full of shit.
Oh man!
And the other night he had. Come on now, he had. We were watching. I was so disgusted. Spencer Dinwiddie on him. Oh, come on, man. You not only do you have like 6 inches on him, you have like 30 pounds on him. Like, Tobias, I've seen you be more aggressive against guys that are your size.
Mm.
Why are you letting him like not let you get your post position and just do a turnaround jumper on him?
Mm.
It's weird, man. Guys go through ebbs and flows. I think he's got a lower confidence right now. He just needs to get it back. Like Max, same way.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that I've noticed from a lot of fans online is that the whole when he gets a shot, he pumps it and then dribbles it and then passes it out. It's like, dude, you have an open look, just take it. But I mean, he'll turn it around. Hopefully, we're gonna need him. Next guy, so we kind of talked about earlier, PJ Tucker. I'm just curious to see what his grades for you guys. I guess expectations are involved. What kind of season we thought he was gonna have? What does he have right now going into All-Star break?
He was almost as tough as
Tobias.
C. Well, I think he's been as advertised defensively. Offensively, you would like to see him make more threes, but I think some of that is attempts. I think with PJ's experience and what he's accomplished, my expectations for him in the playoffs is higher.
Yes.
So I believe that he'll have a bigger impact in playoffs than we've had at that position.
Yeah. I put a C+, and I think playoffs will really define what we got him for. His defense has been good. 3-point shooting has been good, 39%, but he's only shooting like 1 a game. To me, the reason why I didn't give him a plus was he just had too many games where he was scoreless. Yeah. I think I'm grading him down because of his rebounding. I wanted his rebound to be a little better than that.
Yeah, that might have what helped him get a C.
Yeah.
Because I'm just saying, based on the expectations, in some ways he hasn't met them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think
if we came into this season and we were like, everybody was trying to sign him and we signed him and he say he's going to hit 1-3 a game, there's no way you would have been like, that's a great sign. That's what we need. As long as he's rebounding and playing defense, all we need is one.
Mm-hmm.
No way we'd have came into the season saying that. That would have been okay.
It's his second lowest rebounds per game since 2012. So,
wow.
It shows. It shows too. So, I definitely noticed it. Some of those 50-50 balls that he was getting, especially against the Sixers in that Miami series, he's just not getting. Again, like I said, playoffs. Let's see what happens then. Like if that average goes up to 5 or 6, because he's averaging 3.9 right now, then I
mean, the Sixers were just leaving him. Just like when he played with Milwaukee the year they won the championship, like teams were just leaving him and they were putting small guys on him.
Yep.
So his rebounding, especially his offensive rebound, picked up because of that. They were just leaving him and they were putting those small guys. So to make those small guys pay, you make them box you out.
Yep.
He's a good rebounder. He's a good rebounder.
And by the way, I didn't say this with Tobias. It's his lowest points, rebounds, and assists per game since he's been in Philly.
Damn. Well, that does kind of make sense.
Well, the assist doesn't surprise me, but yeah.
Does it make sense? We've had a lot of injuries this year.
No, James.
He's been the number 2 or 3 scoring option for most of the season, actually.
Yeah, but he's not. I mean, we got he's not going to have a lot of opportunities to make plays with James and Maxey. He's not even going to have the ball that much.
But those two guys missed a total of like 2 months.
Yeah, then you got Shake and Melton. Like we just have too many guys that he's not going to really have those opportunities.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of DeAnthony Melton, this is kind of everyone's biggest surprise of the year for everybody. What he's done for us. What do you guys have? How is he graded out so far?
I had a B+ for him.
Hey, I give him an A.
Oh.
He completely.
I gave him B+. I thought he has come in and done what he was supposed to do. You know, the 3 and D and defend and making some shots. Almost gave him an A-. I think that it was, you know, I think he was, what's the word? Or especially early in the season, I think he was a little just, you guys go ahead. I'm just going to chill, where he needed to be a little more aggressive. I think eventually he got there. So that's what kind of pulled me from the A, because I thought he was a little kind of hesitant initially.
Yeah, I'm going A. I mean, solely based on the fact if you told me that he would unseat Maxey in the starting 5.
Well, I don't think that was because of his play.
You think it's more because of Maxey's?
No, more because of the team.
Oh, the team needs what we need.
Yeah. I remember I told you.
If he's struggling, we wouldn't. I mean,
to me, that's a team decision, not a Maxey and Melton decision.
Mm-hmm.
True, but he's still playing well enough to do that. It's not like we gave those minutes to Thybulle instead, right? Like, I mean, Melton still.
Yeah, he played well enough to be a starter. Yes, he did play well enough to be a starter, but Maxey also didn't play bad enough to be taken out of the lineup.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. If you look at his stats compared to last year with Memphis, they're almost identical.
Yes.
10.8, 10.6. 0.5 blocks, 0.5 blocks, 1.4 steals, 1.8 steals, 2.7 assists, 2.7 assists, 4.5 rebounds, 4.2 rebounds. But the crazy thing is like, he's playing 6 more minutes a game, but he's also playing on a team where 2 guys shoot the ball about.
That's what I'm saying. So those numbers, that can be deceiving when you play on this team, because those opportunities to have the ball and score the ball isn't going to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it makes sense. He's sustaining it because.
Plus, he also played a lot of those games where he started when Morant didn't play.
It's true.
That's true. Yeah. He's averaging.
That can push your numbers up a little bit.
He is averaging almost 3 more percentage points at 3-pointers. So he's shooting better. He's becoming way more consistent shooter. And I mean, yeah, this would be, if he keeps over 40, he's shooting 40% right now. That'd be 2 out of his 5 years over 40% 3-pointer.
Hey, that's why we got him.
Yeah. So yeah, I give him an A.
All right, so this will be interesting. So we got Tyrese Maxey, our 6-man potential 6-man of the year award right here.
Ooh.
What do we think about that?
He won't win it. I think I think everybody still view him as a starter. He just started 2 big games.
Yeah.
A minus.
Okay.
You can't wait for my grade, can you? You can't wait for it.
I just want to hear what you guys say before
I'm actually giving him a little less than that. I'm giving him B plus.
Ah.
I gave him an A minus.
I mean, A minus B plus. That's like 1 percentage point away.
The reason why I gave him an A minus is I thought that the way he started the season, he almost started as an A plus. The way he
That's
started.
true.
Yeah.
Some of it was the injury. What kind of pushed me to the A minus is I still see a young guy. Like I still see a young guy that's at times situations he not reading it right. You know what I'm saying? Like when to pull back, when to be aggressive. He's like one way. So I want to see a little curve in his understanding situations because I think that's going to really help him and it's really going to help the team in the playoffs. Like, but it's hard because you don't want to take his aggressiveness away because that's sort of
who he
what
is.
he needs and what we need. So
yeah.
Just finding that balance of when we need that pull up and transition and when we don't need it.
Yeah. My B plus was teetering on an A minus. He has struggled at times. He needs to be a little more consistent. But 2 things. He got his worst injury so far in his young career.
Yeah.
And he's adjusting to a new role off the bench, which he was not expecting to have. So I give him credit for that. He went through a tough stretch recently, and he said he did some I don't know if he said soul searching, but something along the same lines of finding his spirit again is what he said. And that's tough, man. Young guy who's had.
I just think it's really tough for him to play with those 2 guys, man. I think what him accomplishing what he's able to accomplish, playing with a ball dominant guy like James and playing with an MVP candidate like with Joel and still being able to do what he's done. That's what like I almost gave him an A plus because A plus because of that.
Yeah.
I think he's been. That's not easy to do.
No,
you look around this whole league and you see guys playing with key guys like that, and there's very few of them are having a great deal of success. You know, Drew Holiday because he does so many different things. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's not a lot of guys like that can still be the best at their game and be dominant along with 2 guys like that.
I mean, if he can pull his defense up, then he's on a whole other level.
Yeah, I never really got his defense is that bad vibe from him. Like I wasn't getting that vibe when he was starting.
No,
I don't really know where that necessarily
between him or Harden. It was.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying because James is not a great defender. He gets criticized for not being a great one. He's not a bad defender.
Who, James or Maxey?
Maxey.
No, and for being his age too. No. I'm just saying.
I thought he picked up full court. I thought he was trying.
I wasn't complaining.
I'm just saying. Like I've seen and I've read where people said he wasn't a great defender, but I never got that vibe. I never watched the game and be like, man, he struggled defensively. Like I never felt that way.
When you brought up Drew, it made me think like, man, not that
he's not Drew Holiday, but it's not many guys in the league that's like him. But that's why I said Drew Holiday does so many different things.
Yeah,
that's why he's able to play with a star player like that because he does so much.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. There's not a lot of guys like that can still elevate their game to that level, playing with guys like that, playing with star players or top players in the league. And we got 2.
Yep. I mean, he's averaging almost 20. He's averaging 19.9. So he raised his average almost 2.5 points per game. Like, in a new role.
And that was the reason why the A minus was sort of that and sort of him being a little more well rounded. It is kind of searching for that and understanding situations, especially as we go and those possessions are more critical because they're going to start getting cut as far as fewer possessions each game. especially as you go into the playoffs. And now the way this season is shaping up, in some ways, the playoffs are going to start at the end of March, early April, with these seedings and stuff like that. Like, you just never know how this is going to go. So you're going to have these crucial games and hard games, and we all know the NBA backloads the schedule because of television and waiting for football to end.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting. And we have games out west, and we'll see if we can end this season with the same grade for him. That's going to be good for us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. He's playing less minutes per game than last year. He's shooting more per game than last year, but a lower percentage. So
we didn't have Melton last year. That's the difference.
You'd attribute that to him probably playing less minutes, but more freedom off the bench without maybe James and Joel there.
Yeah, I mean, especially early in the season. So you got to count all those minutes before James came, and he was the primary ball handler. So that, to me, that's kind of a different look.
That's true.
To judge it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to judge it. I would judge it a little more if he was in the same role last year and this year, the whole season. Whereas now, like last year, he was the primary ball handler until James showed up.
Mm-hmm.
He's shooting 6% less free throws. I don't know.
Percent?
Yeah. That's down. But, hopefully it just averages
Getting
out.
there more or less?
He is getting there a little more. So four attempts a game last year was 3.3, and he's shooting 6% less, which is pretty considerable.
What that is. It's just the way it goes.
Yeah. Just coming into the season, he'll probably average out and be in the mid 80s again.
Yeah. And last one, the whole bench unit as a whole. What would you guys give the bench as a whole?
Is Maxey on that bench?
I'd say outside of rest of bench.
Yeah,
I give the bench a C. Because you got to either have Melton or Maxey on that bench. One of them got to be on the bench. I think for the most part, I think Shake Milton has been better than probably we were looking at going into the year. I think they did their job when guys got injured. So that's what gave me sort of a C, is because I thought they elevated the play when guys went down.
They did step up a lot.
Yeah. So now the play during the year when guys are playing, you would like to see it better. But I think they did, from a reserve standpoint, as replacing injured guys, I think they, kind of did their job from the standpoint. I just think that it's hard for them to be as consistent when their play isn't consistent, because when they're going to play isn't consistent. From the big standpoint, I watch and you never really know which big is going to come in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know. It's not like we know he's coming in, this big's coming in, Reed's coming in at this time. And we don't know. We don't really know if it's going to be Shake or like we don't know.
Mm.
So,
yeah.
I thought House was good for a minute and he wasn't playing, but I just think that they made the adjustment to play other guys, and guys have had their time where they've played well. So I give it, the C is more from them stepping up when we had all those guys injured.
That's true. Yeah, I should give more credit too on that. I kind of put a TBD just because Devin and McDaniels, but mostly McDaniels, and if he's going to be averaging minutes in the 20s, then we kind of need to see what we have with him first. But Niang's playing like Niang for over 40%. Shake raised his 3-point percentage, I think like 4 or 5 percentage points this year. He's hitting a lot more open jumpers. Our backup big is still a thing. Before Dedmon, we still hadn't decided on who should get more minutes. It's like every game's a new one. We still don't know. I think lately it's been Reed. I think they're kind of done with Harrell being a revolving door at defense. But yeah, if I had to give it a grade, besides the TBD, I'd say a C. I'm going to go outside of Maxey though, because Maxey hasn't been a full-time bench player. I'd say a C. They did step up big time when we needed them to, and then that was huge. But when we had everybody, we have a lot of empty stats from the bench.
Yeah, a lot of hit or miss games.
Mm-hmm.